Over the past 10 months, the community has dived into every single feature of the GTA 6 trailer to find out who Lucia is, theorise who Jason is, and discern what vehicles are actually in the game. And of course to break down what the story itself could be about. But the biggest feature and technological advance has been ignored. This is a feature I've spoken about before, but it's not a topic the wider community has adopted, despite it being in nearly every single scene of the trailer. Social media. In today's video, I'm going to show you the evidence that leads me to believe that Rockstar are working on their own social media app, and how I think social media will be important to the game. Plus, I'm going to revisit some of my previous videos on the topic to help build a picture of how social media will play a significant role in GTA 6. But before we get into today's video, you all know that I'm a huge advocate for internet privacy. I mean, hopefully that's pretty obvious. A perfect way to protect yourself online is with today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. When browsing online, whether you're gaming or streaming online content, it's important to protect yourself. Watching Netflix without private internet access is like paying for a director's cut but only seeing the trailer. Private internet access helps you overcome all of these restrictions and dangers by giving you the option to change your IP address to one of their 91 countries to choose from and 50 US states, allowing you to gain access to websites and services that are only available in those particular locations. Private internet access works on Windows, Android, Mac, iOS, and many more. And you can use one private internet access subscription on as many devices as you want. And no, that's not one at a time. You can use it on an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time. So if you want to stay protected on the internet, use the link down below to save yourself 83% on private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month. And you also get 4 months completely free. So with social media in GTA 6, the first thing we need to look at is what are we talking about? Well, as we saw in the trailer, there was a lot of references to social media, and I'm about to give you a spoiler alert, so you can click off the video now if you want to, but in the GTA 6 leak we had back in 2022, there was a few references to social media in those leaks. For example, we had notifications in the bottom right of one of the screens that said "What up?", obviously a reference to WhatsApp, and of course Rockstar have announced changes over the past few months with Rockstar Editor. Now in GTA 5 there wasn't a lot of core fundamentals from social media featured in the game. Of course we had references to things like Life Invader, of course we had that one mission with Jay Norris, but social media didn't play a crucial role in the gameplay, and that's for good reason. I mean, GTA 5 entered development in around 2009 to 2010, and at that point in time the only real relevant social media, the one that was really doing the rounds the most, was Facebook. Now of course the game came out in 2013, but it wasn't a 2013 game. Like I said before, this game had been worked on for years, and during the period of 2009 to 2013, social media had developed a lot. Instagram became a prime platform for a lot of people to use, and in the years following GTA 5, we had Vine, we had TikTok, which was previously called Musical.ly. Elon Musk bought Twitter and decided it needed to be called X. I'm still really salty about that. Why has he changed the name? But the key thing here is TikTok. TikTok has totally revolutionized social media. Now in this video, we're not going to get into whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're just stating the fact that TikTok is a big part of social media now. Now in the trailer, a lot of the NPCs were on their phones. I mean, there's so many individual shots where people are in the background of the shots either filming something or just on their phones scrolling through social media. And this is something that I haven't seen a lot of channels talk about. Everyone's talking about the graphics, the gameplay, and all of this stuff, but no one's really gone into detail about the fact that this trailer was predominantly about social media in GTA 6. It was the primary topic that was showcased in this trailer. And the next thing we need to talk about is the why. Why was there so many references to social media? Now my theory on this, and this is just a theory, full disclaimer, my theory is that social media is going to be the way that us as players, and maybe even as creators and YouTubers and people on TikTok making content, will have a form of social media in the game that will allow us to directly export content to our own personal devices, and we'll get onto that a bit later. But it's very clear that Rockstar are making a game that's built for the 2020s. This era where social media pretty much dictates a lot of people's lives. I mean, for all intents and purposes, YouTube is dictating my life, and I rely on social media for a living. And a lot of people out there rely on social media for something, whether it's gratification, whether it's that dopamine hit from receiving likes and views. We all rely on social media to an extent, and now that's even extended to providing people their entertainment factor. Now Now, I'm under the impression that a lot of the missions and outcomes of different events within the game will be dictated by how we perform and act on social media. For example, if someone videos us committing a crime, that may affect how we're wanted. Like in Red Dead Redemption 2, we had a witness system of people seeing us commit the crimes. I feel like being recorded doing a crime will have a similar sort of effect. The bigger bang we make, the more people will be filming and reacting to what we're doing. And the same can be said that if we film something within the game, film ourselves doing a crime within the game, or publish ourselves doing a crime within the game, that may affect our wanted level. Now, like I said before, this is purely theorizing, speculation, whatever you want to call it. But at the moment, that's all we have when talking about this topic. Now, the next thing I want to get onto is the how. How does this affect us? How does this impact us playing the game? Well, I've theorized for a while, and recently a lot of people have been picking up on this idea, and it's starting to gain a bit of momentum, and I think there's a lot of weight to it. I feel like in real life, we'll probably have a social media app on our phone built by Rockstar, which will allow us to share our in-game experiences to an app. So we'll be able to record a lot of our in-game experiences and share that, whether it be to TikTok or any third-party platform, but I feel like our actual phones will be the main data collection point for our in-game activities. Now, this theory at first sounds like a complete stretch, but with so much emphasis on content being created from GTA 6 gameplay, and the fact that people have gone to quite extreme lengths over the years to get content from GTA 6, to make their own mods, to make their own gameplay content, to create their own TikTok feeds, and especially to create YouTube videos, I feel like Rockstar will give us a way to integrate that externally in a much easier form factor, whether it be a mobile app that's part of the GTA Plus subscription, whether that's something to do with the actual game engine itself that allows us to export in-game footage to a third-party app or share it somehow. I feel like Rockstar will allow us to expand on the social media model that they're building within the game. Now, what this would look like and how it's going to be implemented, we really don't know, but it's very clear from what we've seen on the social media side of the trailer, it's all branded. For example, all of the fonts are the same for the social media, the follow buttons are the same, the color schemes are the same, so it's very clear that there's going to be an in-game social media platform that we will be reliant upon at some point in the game to do something. It's going to be a part of the gameplay. And if social media and social sharing wasn't a big part of the game, it wouldn't have played a big part in the trailer. Another thing to note as well is that Rockstar have employed app developers. Now, I had to do a bit of digging to find this, and I don't want to show their names, but Rockstar Games does employ people that work on app development. Now, Rockstar Games discontinued the last app that they had, and the last app that they had was the iFruit app, which was to design your own number plate, to play that mini game with Chop. They discontinued the app, but they've employed people to build and develop apps since that app was discontinued. Cyberboy from the future here. I'm just editing this video and I've seen that Rockstar actually have some app development roles listed on their website. Now, some people might say that these development roles are for the trilogy that's available on the App Store, but that's actually not developed by Rockstar. It's basically licensed to a third party to actually develop those apps, and they do all of the updates and everything. That's not performed by Rockstar in-house. As of September 2024, Rockstar have employed mobile developers, app developers, user interface and user experience developers for mobile and app platforms, mobile and app development marketing strategists, plus a number of employees with prior experience working for large social media networks. Now let's talk about what we can actually do with social media in GTA 6. Let's start off by talking about how Rockstar have implemented social media in the past. In GTA 5 we had Bleeter, which was Rockstar's take on Twitter, but it was never used as a main focus and wasn't an active platform that we as players could engage with. In story mode it was just a place we could see updates from some of the key figures in the game, but 9 times out of 10 it had no relevance to the story mode we were playing. It was a really cool addition, but it wasn't a polished product that integrates with the game in any significant way. We also had Snapmatic, which was a play on Instagram, but this was even less thought out than Bleeter and had even less relevance in the game. There was also Life Invader, which played more of a role in the story mode when we had to unalive Jay Norris, the founder of Life Invader. And one of the things we had to do within the story mode was break into the Life Invader offices to carry out this mission. When GTA 5 first launched, we had a companion app for it, available on iPhone and Android, and this app was called iFruit. If you're one of the early adopters of GTA 5, you might remember this. It was pretty much pointless at the time, but it was just a cool nugget that we got when the game launched. This app allowed us to customize our number plates in real life on our phones, but also play a mini game with Chop and a few other little not very relevant features. But this was discontinued in 2022. It's possible that the deactivation of the iFruit app in 2022 could be making way for a new kind of app that better feeds into Grand Theft Auto 6's newer social media platforms and how they function within the game. Making short videos with a hybrid of GTA 5's director mode and a TikTok-esque interface could be a great way to share some of the antics that we get up to in the game. So now is probably the time to talk about how exactly social media will be integrated into GTA 6. Well, all we have at the moment is theories, so everything you're about to hear is based on the most likely theories that we can see so far, So let's break it down. First up, we've always had the traditional phone system for communication in GTA. Back in Vice City we had payphones and pagers, and of course in GTA 5 we had smartphones. And from what we can see from the leaks last year in 2022, there was one scene where we could see a "What up" message appear in the bottom right, clearly being a play on the messaging service called WhatsApp. Rockstar Games may be taking a bold step by introducing in-game influencers in GTA 6. Just like real-life influencers, characters in the game could become virtual celebrities with massive followings. We could potentially see the choices of what we post to our in-game social media help our character gain fame, whether that's in GTA Online or even within the story mode, attracting followers and even landing endorsement deals for some of the brands within the game. Now let's talk about the GTA 6 app itself. I think it's quite likely that Rockstar Games will introduce their own app. Now it sounds like a bold statement, but let's go back to the release of GTA 5. When GTA 5 was released, you could download the Rockstar app and you can create your own custom number plates as part of the Rockstar Social Club, and there was numerous things you could do within the app to customize the game for your liking. Now this was back in 2013 when the iPhone 5S came out, so the App Store was a bit rubbish, the quality of the apps was a bit rubbish, overall everything was a bit slow and crap. Now if we fast forward to 2023, 2024/2025 when the game comes out, phones are better, technology is better, social media is more widely understood, and from what we can see from the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, social media is a core aspect of the game, people sharing their experiences. Now I think Rockstar, if I'm correct in my theory, they'll probably gamify this. We'll notice recently that the Rockstar Social Club has pretty much disappeared. It's been less referred to, it hasn't been pushed as hard by Rockstar, and they've also deleted all Rockstar Social Club content recently. This would probably lead towards the fact that they're probably going to introduce something that ties in with the game. Now the big core theme of the game is social media and sharing content. I think it's very likely that Rockstar might introduce their own internal version of TikTok/Instagram, but you could actually have it on your phone in real life and view other people's content, post your own content from the game. I think that will play a core factor into the game. Now this goes on to the point about content and how content revolves in the game. So in one part of the trailer you can see that there's a group of cars together and they're shooting what looks like it's a music video /TikTok/reel sort of thing, and the person's holding a camera. Now obviously this is probably the only bit of this video that's a complete stretch. Maybe we can get cameras and stuff in the game, because there's numerous parts of the video where people are hanging out of cars, filming rolling shots from cars, and it would appear like the social sharing aspect of the game is pretty much integral to the running of the game. You got everything from news coverage, people filming stuff on their phones. It seems like in the trailer, at least half of the shots were to do with social media and sharing content. I think it's very likely that we'll get an actual app for our phones in real life that we can share and react and comment on people's posts as our GTA Online character. I think it's going to create a whole new category of social media, a whole new different way of going viral. It's a really weird concept to wrap your head around, but maybe your character in GTA will go viral, not you. Weird. It's a weird concept. Now this takes me on to my next point. So before YouTube, my previous line of work was social media management and helping people grow their social media channels. And something that has been a proper issue in the social media field of work and social media landscape at the moment is the fact that the industry is quite stagnant. There used to be 5 large social media entities, which would be Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But Meta, Facebook, acquired Instagram, so that brought us down to the top 4, the big 4 as they're known in the industry. And over the past few years, there haven't been any new rivals because no one can compete. Because the industry's got to the point to compete with your social media channels, you need access to a large amount of people and a large user base. The theory is that you need at least 100 million people to access a platform for it to actually become a mainstream advertising form of revenue for a business. And Rockstar have that. Rockstar have at the moment over 200 million active users. They have, within reason, the ability to turn all of those active users into app users. And within the game, they can offer incentives for people to join the app, such as vehicles, cars, guns, accessories, all of that sort of stuff. They can incentivize people to get exclusive deals by joining this app. And because the GTA community is so avid and loyal, I mean, I've built a whole channel around it. Downloading an app and creating a profile, it's not really too hard to do, is it? It's not a big ask. So I have 3 theories here. Firstly, Rockstar will do this as a free service that's included with the game. Secondly, it becomes a paid service where you get additional benefits for having it. Or the third thing which I think is very unlikely. It's not Rockstar at all, but who knows. They could have an app which they have ads within, and the same way that Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. all operate, there's ads on the platform, and that's how they monetize the platform. Now, I think this is really unlikely. I don't think that's a route that Rockstar will go down because it's kind of adversely against what Rockstar stand for. They'd rather charge people for microtransactions to play their game. I don't think they'd open up that resource to third parties. It's still worth mentioning in the video, I think. So overall, my theory is there will be an app that accompanies the game. There'll be ways that you can create content within the game and share it through the app and make videos go viral. I think it will be a free app, and with that free app you get additional services and features that you can use in the game, whether it be cars, access to properties, or whatever it might be. I think there'll be a reward system where by posting content and achieving a certain amount of views on the social media app, maybe you can earn money within the game, because that is a common way for people to make money these days. Social media content pays well when you've got more subscribers, hint hint. But I think this theory has some weight to it, and I'll be really on, and I mean this, I know a lot of people say it's the end of their videos, but I really do want to hear everyone's thoughts on this in the comments below, whether you think it's likely that we will get an app to accompany the game and we can share content from our phones rather than sharing it on Instagram, TikTok, all of that, actually sharing it on a pre-built app by Rockstar, very similar to what they had with the Social Club, but more of a social media platform. I'd be really interested to see how that transpires and what that looks like from a creative point of view. So yeah, drop your comments down below and let me know what you think.
I'm just looking for a cheap thrill, put it on my neck. I keep doing this dance.